Many years ago, there was a man who wanted to live separate from his government, a man that believed a man could work and not have to deal with giving his money to anyone else, not giving to religion, not government, only man. And this man's name was Walt Disney. Hopefully, most of you know about Epcot, the giant golf ball in Disney World near Space Mountain, but only a few of you will actually know this, that it was only phase one of a master plan. Project X, it was called. Take some time to look it up for yourself, as it's way more interesting than today's subject matter. In fact, today's subject matter is a true bore. This is a film made in the Disney parks without the permission of Disney, shot guerrilla style, but it's so limited in its ability of actually doing or saying anything interesting or even wanting to say anything. And this fucker wanted to act like he was so high and mighty for disliking Disney. But he joined the fucking club. I don't like their fucking business model or their adaptation methods. For various reasons. Don't forget to go watch Aladdin and Frozen 2, as well as a poor adaptation of Artemis Fowl. But let us go really deep into this pit of Tartarus and see what's really wrong with this series of photographs that is the equivalent of a vacation film, but edited to be spooky. The film starts with a pretentious opening where the director uses cheap music cues and standard editing until he tries to scare the audience. Our first actual scene is of our main character being fired from his job. Damn, man, that really sucks. And while you're on vacation, too? Well, at least his son is there, and he can have,
Elliot! Get back here! Elliot! Come on, open the door. Open the door.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing, isn't it? At least it's not 2 hours long. Uh. Next is a scene of transit. While people sneeze, which I only bring up now because I might as well for writing reasons, because otherwise the movie will forget about it.
Stopping at Disney's Polynesian Resort. Please stand clear of the door. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
So, these are some of our secondary characters, French Girl 1 and French Girl 2. I repeat, French Girl 1 and 2. What the fuck, Randy? They're the age of my kid brother, let alone the third of our age's lead. Oh no. We'll be seeing a lot of them too, won't we? Jim, our lead, lightly stalks the two children on their trip to Disney Place, and we continue silently with him. They get some photos of the castle. They're prepping the little girl for riding it, and, wait. Why are we... Oh, for fuck's sake, next! The family rides some rides, and Jim gets hot and bothered at the sight of Winnie the Pooh. Okay, Winnie File, just don't get up and fuck the attraction, okay? Please? Jim's bath salts all of a sudden kick in, seemingly a bit late, as he writes It's a Small World.
I
What? What did she say?
Hate's a bad word.
No, Mommy didn't mean it, honey.
I'm in the same boat with you, man. One time my daughter started to melt, so I put them in the freezer, and well, my pizza went bad. The party splits up for RP reasons, and after trying to write something that breaks down, the 40-something-year-old old man follows at most two 16-year-olds around. And they're eating bananas because the writer has some issues to deal with. Shit, man. Get a fucking, like, sex doll or something, Randy. I think I need to call your therapist. Stalking continues as the kids ask why Jim is following them. Jim brushes it off like a creeper instead of admitting he's having an issue right now.
Your mother. Yeah, she's beautiful.
I think so too.
Yeah.
The man with no boundaries continues to follow the teenagers all the way down to green screen land. After a chunky conclusion to writing Space Mountain on green screen, fair enough, you couldn't have really set that up, so fair enough.
Come on, let's go.
Wait, Aunt. What?
You want to go lie down with Mommy?
Yeah. No, wait. I don't want to go. I want to stay here with you.
The parents swap kids, and after 2 attractions, Jim just spots the 2 girls he's been stalking throughout the entire day and continues to follow them. Surprisingly, he loses both them and his own child, who gets a scrape on her knee and meets, I guess, what Randy thinks Disney fans are? Okay, I get it, dude. You don't like Disney. Good for you. You get a button or some shit? I don't know. Fucking ice cream? What do you want? A medal? Anyway, Jim takes his daughter to the nurse, and I hate that I'm saying this, but at least she's legal. What? It's the most I can say about this fucking scene other than setting up something for later. We take a trip back to Green Screen Land for a short time for truth bombs. There are multiple things wrong with this, so I'll have to do bullet points. 1. The turkey legs are actually emu legs. Okay, I doubt that. For various reasons. I'm not an ornithologist, but I know for fucking fact you are not, Randy. If this was emu legs, this would be the biggest waste of meat, time, marketing, seasoning, and several other things just to sell emu legs as turkey. And 2, the Disney princesses are high-class courtesans. Several things wrong with this one. If this was true, which, no, saying courtesans are bad is not really the most positive way to think about sex workers, because, not all of them are that bad, and if Disney's, just letting them choose to do it, then that's fine. But the fact that you had to do this on the green screen and completely faked it later in the movie makes me think you knew this wasn't fully true, Randy. There's been records of what happens in, those tunnels between all the other parts of the park that Disney employees go through. I've read some of those tales. And, high-class courtesanship, not part of that list. How can you actually even judge them, Randy? You've been camera fucking those French children. It's been really creepy, and you did not have to do this with your main character. Jesus fuck. I'm bringing up these truth bombs at the exact same time because there's a scene of Jim fucking a random woman that roofies him with a medallion, and the scene doesn't really have much more relevance, so I'm just gonna move on. Jim, invigorating himself on fucking someone else, takes his daughter, after not finding his wife at the room, and heads out to the pool. Most of this scene is irrelevant except for more of Jim stalking the French girls. We still have 50 minutes left, everyone. Like, I'm already hurting. How is this more painful than actual torture? We waste a few more minutes as Jim injures himself and he looks at a basic French learning guide. And now, Epcot.
Wow. It's a giant testicle.
Okay. We waste even more time as Jim gets shit-faced. Don't tempt me, movie. I am willing to get some top-tier shit for pretentiousness. Like, I do not need this type of shit. We get that scene I mentioned earlier proving that Emu Lady wasn't talking shit, and then a service worker poisons Jim's margarita. At least I'm thinking that's what it is. While in the crapper, Emily puts the clues together that Jim is being a creeper. Jim runs across the fat guy again, and the guy honestly seems like he's trying to be nice. He's just a little bit bizarre, but the score doesn't like him, so fuck the fat guy, I guess. Tensions rise as the party splits up again for even more RP reasons. Jim goes on Soren as his boss had him to, and...
Be all mine.
Okay, you get this one. And the French girls are back. God damn it, Randy. And then a dream sequence happens where Epcot explodes and he is confronted by going with one of them. He declines not because he has problems that he should definitely deal with, but because he wants to avoid a Final Destination style death. Unfortunately for him, he's now stuck in death's design. The cycle of Jim losing his daughter continues, but he is stopped by two humans from the fashion apocalypse who tase him in the dick. Wait, why? A scene that's very fucking bizarre happens and hard to explain, so I guess more bullet points. Jim wakes up strapped to a chair that's spinning. A man who works for the Siemens Corporation has been stalking Jim all day and scanning his brain for imagination. There's a real Jim as far as I can tell. This is either a clone or an altered brain scan made by Disney or something so that they can control his imagination or some shit. And Jim breaks out through Neosporin that he grabbed earlier and kills the Siemens guy who's actually a robot. After escaping the basement of Epcot, Jesus fuck that last scene, Jim does his best impression of a David Cage game looking for Sarah.
Sarah? Sarah? Is that you?
He goes into a blind rage seeing the fat guy again, but then gets a clue of his daughter's location from the emu leg. Actually, that makes no sense. Okay. Back at Emu Lady's presidential suite, yeah, that she has that, Jim finds Sarah. There, upon which Emu Lady dumps her entire backstory of being a former Disney princess who killed someone by hugging them. I bring it up because it's one of the only moments of closure in this movie. I continue to feel bad for the actor because I know some info about this guy and I wouldn't want to accuse him of making this movie bad, but I wouldn't mind casting him in a good movie because his magnum opus shouldn't be him dying of cat flu. The son wakes up and finds his father slowly dying. Instead of doing that, he closes the door on him so he can have a mother to himself. On the final morning, Emily finds Jim dead. The men in magical scrubs come to take away the body. You know, you could have actually brought up the fact that the company doesn't allow death on the park to the point that all deaths that occur on property will not be allowed there, but actually be declared outside the park. True, Jim appears at the very end to confuse the audience, but I don't care. The film is over, and it's bad. Like, really bad. I'm fine with a chunk of the stuff in here if it didn't act so edgelordy and be like, Disney doesn't want you to see it. No, they don't give a rat's ass. The plot is mostly aimless, the characters are inconsistent, the ending is more convoluted than some of Kingdom Hearts, the music is generic, and it all adds up to evil secrets not even tied to the park it's accusing. So, this film is a waste of my time and yours. And remember, Disney owns everything and everyone. As for next time, I don't have a plan for whatever I'm reviewing. I'm leaning towards that Gerard Butler film Gamer, as I want to talk about some of the things related to it. Until then, thanks for watching. As always, I want to thank Xavier Poli for the music, and Adrian for the graphic, which I have been using way more often now. Honestly, I apologize for taking forever to make all of these things. I honestly just... I was sick for like the end of April, so actually no, the end of March, so I couldn't finish the episode in time because my voice was sounding like shit.